What are your top 3 issues and why?
My top 3 issues, the first one is, of course, public safety. We need to work on getting our public safety aspect built up. We need better relationships with our community and our police department. The second issue would be working on the infrastructure of the city. We need to basically get our roads and infrastructure built back up. They have been neglected for a while, and that's one key thing that big businesses look for when they come to a community, is how the infrastructure is. And if it's a rundown, they're not really want to go to that particular area. They might go elsewhere that has a better infrastructure. So infrastructure is an important item. My third thing would be to find more funding for the city. We have the potential to have these big businesses come in here, but there's just something that's preventing them from doing it. And my goal will be to work with that on that matter to get these big businesses in, working with the KEDC and the Chamber of Commerce to see how we can all come together and come up with one main goal to get these big businesses into Killeen, and therefore providing jobs for our citizens and a nice wage earning position and a good family life.
Name one goal you want to accomplish within your first year.
What I would say, my top goal would be to get the impact fee ordinance passed. I have been a person who's been for it since day one. It will help the city in the long run, because when we have this infrastructure ordinance, the impact fee ordinance set, we will get money from the developers that's set aside to be used for items in that particular zone, as the committee has broke it down to. So therefore we can take other funds from that and use them for other things like our public safety issues, our roads. So there's a lot hanging on the impact fee that most people don't look at. All they see is, oh, developers have to pay more. But there's roots to that will help the city as a whole.
2 grocery stores have closed in North Killeen in the past year. Do you see this as a big issue, and what do you plan to do about it?
It's a very important and big issue for the residents on the north side. What I would do on that is I would work with the KEDC and the Chamber and set our goals for them to get these grocery stores or into that area. The KEDC has a broad stroke that they can use to entice companies to come into Killeen. And what we have to do as a city council and as a council member, we have to sit down and say, hey, this is what our goal for Killeen is. They can explain what their goal is for Killeen, and we can come into a happy middle and say, okay, this is what we need. But the bottom line is we have to get grocery stores back up into the north part of Killeen, because we have elderly people that live up there that don't have transportation. They're going to the Dollar General and little stores like that where they used to have the HEB, where they can get multiple stuff from. And on the HOP system, they're limited to the amount of bags they can carry, so they really can't go grocery shopping. They have to piecemeal, and that's not right. We have the ability to get a store in there. We just have to get the KEDC to do what they have to do and do their job to get a grocery store up there.
What should Killeen do to lower crime?
There's a lot of things that we can do here in Killeen to help reduce and lower the crime rate. A lot of people will say we need more police. That is true. We do need more police in our police department, but that in itself is not going to help lower the crime rate. What will, in my opinion, and I have seen this before as a retired law enforcement person, is community aspects where the police and the community work together. We get the police in the communities, not just driving around their patrol cars. One of the big things is they call community policing. Well, back in the old days, that meant that we had police walking the beat. We really can't do that now because we are short in our police department, and it's been that way for a while now, and that's totally unacceptable. But what we can do with what we have is, an example is a patrolman can park his or her patrol vehicle at the top of the street, and they'll just walk down the street, and if someone's out there, say, hey, how you doing? I'm Officer Jones. I patrol this area, and make that one-on-one contact, person to person, and that will help the community trust the police more, and then they'll be more willing to report incidents that are going on, because a lot of people feel, well, I report it and nothing happens. And unfortunately that might be true, and the reason why is because we don't have the manpower in our police department to follow up on all the calls that come in. But they're important to the citizens, so therefore they should be just as important to our police department and for them to follow up on.
Last year, Killeen City Council voted against impact fees, which is cost to the developers when they build a new house or other structure. Well, was that the right move? And what would you have done differently and why?
In my opinion, it was wrong for the City Council not to pass the impact fee ordinance. We, when I say we, I'm saying the citizens have spent over $300,000 on 2 different surveys, and they both come back with the same result. We need to implement an impact fee. We had a committee that sat with developers and citizens of Killeen, and they came up with a plan for implementing the impact fee. But our City Council decided not to implement it. What I will do is I will push for this to come back on the agenda, and if you look at the vote, there was a 4-3 vote. Well, one of those individuals that voted no is not running again, so someone will replace him on the council. Hopefully it will be somebody who is in favor of the impact fee, and it will be able to get passed by the City Council. As I stated earlier, you have the impact fee, and then you have the roots of that impact fee that are going to help the city. But because a certain group do not want it, it did not get passed. And it's hurting the people, because the council is more than happy to have voted on 2 fees, service fees, that go on the back of the taxpayers. But when it came to the impact fee that would actually help the citizens in the long run, they voted against it. And to me, that was totally wrong. And if I was elected at that time, or if I get elected, I will push that impact fee ordinance gets put back on the agenda and get voted on, and hopefully we'll have enough folks on the council that will vote in favor and can see the results of the big picture of an impact fee.